In other breaking news this morning, we have an endorsement to tell you about. Scott Walker has endorsed Ted Cruz as that rally is about to get started in Brookfield, Wisconsin. He did it. There's Carly Fiorina, who has been very active on the campaign trail for Ted Cruz. She's trying to help him become the candidate, and she's been pretty forceful in that. So she's doing the warm-up here for the crowd. And Scott Walker announced this on a radio show earlier, but he is expected to be there as well. And Ted Cruz hopes that he's going to get a nice boost from that.
After a lot of thought, a lot of time, a lot of prayer about this, just really decided after all these years of the Obama-Clinton failures that it's time that we elect a strong new leader. And I've chosen to endorse Ted Cruz to be the next president of the United States.
Ed Henry joins us live from Milwaukee, where he is watching this story from both sides of the Scott Walker fence. So first, let's do the Republican side. Does this endorsement mean a lot with folks in Wisconsin?
Well, obviously, he's a governor who's been through a lot here in terms of recalls and fights with unions. And so, obviously, the Ted Cruz campaign is going to believe that he's somebody who's been a fighter and is going to help him here on the ground. And what's fascinating is, as I cover the Democratic side of this race and been watching it here in Wisconsin for the last couple of days, Scott Walker keeps popping up at Bernie Sanders rallies as well. Sanders is invoking the name of the governor and saying he's been the most anti-union governor in the estimation of Sanders, and he's using that to try to rally his troops on the left to come out and vote for Sanders. So you have someone in Scott Walker who's been out of this race for months now, and yet now as we come to this critical battleground of Wisconsin, he is playing on both sides. You know, Ted Cruz trying to use this governor to get out the vote and stop Donald Trump, while on the left you have Bernie Sanders saying, look, I'm better than Hillary Clinton in terms of fighting for unions, fighting for progressive values, and Scott Walker has been on the other side of a lot of those issues, and so he's invoking the governor, and we see him playing on both sides of it, Martha.
It's so interesting to watch, and everybody's looking at Carly Fiorina on the other side of the screen here as they wait for Scott Walker and Ted Cruz here in Brookfield, Wisconsin. But, Ed, you know, Bernie Sanders is playing the same kind of delegate game that Ted Cruz is doing in terms of trying to improve that game. And the Clinton campaign just seems to be trying to project as much confidence as they possibly can. But are they worried about that?
They're concerned, but you know what they're doing as well, you're right, is they're trying to project confidence and they're trying to run out the clock. That's probably what Donald Trump is trying to do on the Republican side as well, since he has a lead. He hasn't put it away. Clinton hasn't put it away. And after Wisconsin, it's going to be New York on April 19th for both sides. And for the Democrats, you have almost 300 delegates at stake. So now Sanders has a new play, and he's demanding a debate in New York. And you would think, since it's the home turf of Hillary Clinton, she would accept it. But her top strategist, Joel Benenson, yesterday said, no, we're not going to debate in New York until Bernie Sanders changes his tone. Those are the words of Joel Benenson. They're upset that this race, A, is not over yet on the Clinton side, but B, that Sanders continues to attack Clinton on Wall Street contributions and speeches and all of that. And so Tad Devine, a chief strategist for Sanders, is saying, look, this is Clinton's home turf. She should welcome a debate. But when you're the front runner, you don't want any more debates. You don't want any mistakes, Martha.
A lot of New Yorkers in this race. Bernie Sanders also feels like New York is home turf for him, even though he's been in Vermont for a long time. And there's this piece out today that says that he wants to get 40% to prove that he's credible in the state of New York. And, of course, the Clinton campaign wants to prevent him from doing that. Good stuff. Ed, thank you very much.
Good to see you. Thanks so much.